If you're searching for a silent sky, you won't find it here. Look another way, you won't find it here. So die another day. The chorus of these words, the message in the silence, a face together to the wind. The distance in my voice is leaving you a choice. So if you're looking for a time to run away, you won't find it here. Look another way, you won't find it here. So try another day. They took pictures of our dreams, run to hide behind the stairs, and say maybe when it's right for you they fall. But if they don't come down, resist the need to pull them in and throw them away. Better to save the mystery than surrender to the secret. You won't find it here. Look another way. You won't find it here. So try another day.
It's Brenda, Wolf, and Diane. So listen up if you can. Yeah, journey with them today as they help you find your way. Oh, mental wellness is the topic of the hour. Mental health and the power to tap into our alignments will lead to our refinement. Phoenix Talk, a show like you've never seen. Phoenix Talks, awareness that has never been. Phoenix Talks with Brenda, Wolf, and Diane. Phoenix Talks, so tune in if you can.
Welcome to Phoenix Talks
Hello.
with Brenda Wolf and Reverend Diane. I'm still getting used to clicking all of these buttons to get us live. Oh my God. Fabrice,
Hi, y'all in the chat.
Oh my God. Fabrice, Music Starman 33 with Another Day.
Very cool.
From Dream Theater. I had never heard that song, but he had dropped that to me in a private message a while ago. And man, he's incredible. That was so good. And And somehow it just fits with what we're talking about today.
Yeah. This is Michael's topic. So this was the in his words, when your wheels get stuck in the mud, how do you get your wheels unstuck? I say kick yourself off the hamster wheel, and you're calling it the chariot in reverse.
Yeah, because that was literally the first thing that came to mind when I saw that topic. I was like,
Hmm.
oh, wow. Because whenever I do a reading for somebody and the chariot comes up, it's like, oh dear, somebody's stuck.
Stuck in the mud.
He's stuck in the mud. Now, something else that we can add to that for the tarot lovers is the Wheel of Fortune in reverse too, because that also applies to
Mhm.
Michael's topic.
Right.
Because sometimes we just don't see what
Yeah.
we have while we're stuck in those spirals.
So why do we get? Let's talk about why we get stuck in the mud, because things start to not synchronize with you. Things seem to be going wrong. You get kind of beat down by life events, and that kind of stuff starts to happen. You're in a situation that seems impossible to get out of, and you're not moving forward. All those little things, and you feeling down about them and judging them and having these expectations for yourself to be in a different position, keeps you stuck, gets you stuck,
Yeah.
and keeps you there. So we get stuck in the mud because we get down on ourselves based on what's going on in our environment, but our environment is what's going on inside of us. So are we aligned? That's my first question. Are you in alignment?
And not with somebody else.
No, just with your life, period.
It starts with you. Are you in alignment with those thoughts? Because when you feel like you're stuck in the mud, where does it start? It doesn't start just by looking, and you can't think about what you're saying without a thought, right? So
Yeah.
where are your thoughts? Are you in alignment with those?
Hmm. Are you doing what's in alignment with you, or are you saying yes to everything instead of no to what you need to? Like, where are you getting yourself stuck,
Yeah.
and why?
They got a big scolding yesterday, by the way. If they watched Brendel's Vision yesterday, it was all about that.
Of course.
It was all about,
Yes.
come on,
Yes.
babies. Come on, babies. Come on, let's go. Let's go.
Yeah. Yeah. We
Let's
have to get
align
ourselves.
ourselves with ourselves.
And it's funny because my Sunday circle here in Columbus, that's what I was talking about, how to align yourself with yourself and how to know if you're aligned or not. And
It all
so,
ties in every week.
yeah, polyamorous and whoever else is interested in astrology or any kind. I'm not well versed in it, but I understand that it does impact us as we are part of everything. And the energies that we've been writing is the eclipse energy and then the 999 portal energy. So it's been a little wonky, and it's a lot of shedding because there's new beginnings that are supposed to come up, and that there needs to be room for those new beginnings. So there's been a lot of shedding going on,
Right.
releasing, shedding, changing of the guards, new friends, getting rid of things falling apart. There's a lot of tower moments for a lot of individuals
Definitely.
going on right now.
Definitely.
So how do we get ourselves unstuck? Because of tower moments, and then our focus on those tower moments are what keeps us in that stuckness. So
An interesting segue, but aligns with it is a lot of people, myself included, because I had with this eclipse energy, with the full moon that we just passed, and everything that went along with that. It was on a physical level for me, where my second and third chakras, it was like somebody was inside squeezing.
yeah,
Nothing's wrong. I'm fine. But for a few days, it was like, well, this is happening.
yeah,
So what I want to point to on this is the energies right now. If you've been going for months, you're being told to pause. Your nervous system is taking control. I see that polyamorous slept till noon yesterday. Sometimes the body makes these decisions for you.
Yes, absolutely. I crashed on my couch yesterday. I was not. I was just, it was probably noon when I hit the couch, and then I could not get off the couch until 5 o'clock.
No,
It
and
just,
one of the ways that this applies to feeling like you're stuck in the mud, if you're going against this out of obligation, out of things that you've agreed to that you have to do,
right.
it just feels like you're spinning and not really getting anywhere.
So to get ourselves out of the mud, we have to recalibrate, reevaluate. We need to reevaluate before we can recalibrate. So you have to give yourself an opportunity to reevaluate what's working and what's not working in your world, what's draining you, what's not aligned, what doesn't resonate, and you have to choose something different. So can I take this to a macro, I mean, a really tiny level, like a micro level right now? Because I know there's a lot of neurospicy people that listen to this.
Go for it.
When you're neurospicy, it's a little bit different because being stuck in the mud is like being stuck in sludge sometimes. And it's really hard to get yourself to move because you get stuck in that paralysis mode. So, what I can tell you is that your mind still works and your mind still controls your body. So, you have to literally get yourself to physically move. So, you talk to yourself, move your foot, stretch your fingers out, do this, stand up. Like you talk to yourself to get yourself physically out of that paralysis.
Yeah.
So I just wanted to put that in there because a lot of neurospice is like, well, yeah, that's fine, but it's not, I don't understand how. I can't. I just sit because you get locked when you're neurospice because you're drained. Your body needs to replenish, and that's fine. But then you can get stuck there very easily. So that's why I'm like, you literally have to talk yourself into and physically force yourself to move with your mind,
Right.
So I just wanted to throw that one in there. That helps with getting unstuck because you do need to take actions towards yourself.
Mm-hmm.
You can't do that if you're in paralysis mode. I know that. It's very challenging.
And for anybody new that's watching, if this is your first time, or if you want to understand why we will refer to things as neurospice, neither one of us are doctors. So we can't diagnose, and we don't describe like autism, ADHD, bipolar, any disabilities. We just blanket it with neurospice. So please to keep that in mind when you hear either one of us use that term, because there's so many different forms of neurospice.
Right. I'm on the autism and ADHD spectrum. I'm ADHD. So I experience and I manage myself with my own self-regulation.
Mhm.
So I can speak to a personal experience with it. And I help other neurospices get themselves managed,
Right. And
Yeah.
and to point out, she sets her boundaries very well. She takes care of herself very well. Like when she's experiencing her body going, hey, I'm hot. She turns on the fan. Doesn't matter. And I'm not trying to make her feel bad about it. I'm just saying, girl's got her shit together when it comes to taking care of herself. And
Right.
this is prime example. When you are
Yes.
feeling stuck, that means you're not taking care of yourself.
Of your needs. That's a perfect segue back into the general populace.
Right?
Are your needs being met? When you reevaluate, which one of your needs are not being met? What's not resonant with you? What is not aligned with your growth potential and where you want to be, where you see yourself?
Exactly.
So let's go ahead and look at that stuff and reevaluate and the changes in the choices. And I think that's something I want to elaborate on a little bit because sometimes our options are limited, like I have family obligations. They need my financially, but the job doesn't pay enough. I'm living bill to pay, whatever the circumstances are. Okay, but what is the next move for your growth and evolution? The first thing you could do for yourself is drop any and all expectation of what you're thinking it's supposed to look like.
Mhm.
Drop the expectations. Because you're part of being stuck in the mud is overwhelm, right? With where do I put my attention? How am I going to get there? oh, all these things that I have to do, you get yourself into that stuck mode. So instead of doing that, what is my very next step?
Right.
Where do I focus my energy? What action can I take, however small, even if it's like a phone call or writing something down, or whatever, researching something? Um, what is that very next step that you can take for yourself and physically get yourself to do it? And I point to my head because your brain controls your body. Your
Yes.
brain, you got to tell your brain, get your body moving.
You do not have an experience without feelings. You do not have feelings without an experience, and you have neither of those without a thought that happens before.
Mm-hmm.
Even if it's subconscious or physical, it's still thought generated.
Right.
And I have to say that my guides are being really annoying and pushy right now with an analogy and a metaphor that they want me to share when it comes to spinning your wheels. Now, and we keep referring to being stuck in the mud. All right. Imagine, all right, for a second, you've been driving down, you pull into a parking spot or on a lot or whatever. It's been raining. Okay. How's the tread on your tires? Is it thin or do you have newer tires? That's one part. Now, you get stuck in the mud and pressing on the accelerator, you just start spinning. Okay, now if it's a bald tire, you're going to be in trouble. Especially if you go into your trunk and you're looking for something. Oh, I got a cardboard box. I can use that. If you got a bald tire, how's that going to work?
Slip sliding.
If you have tread, maybe. Some people will try and put a rock. Some people will try and dig it out.
Kitty litter and a shovel. That's perfect, polyamorous.
Exactly. So depending on the tools that you have, when you are stuck spinning, if you're not calm, if you're not bringing yourself to a calmer place when that happens, I know it's hard. We all, I've got trouble with it too sometimes, trust me. But if we can take a moment, take a beat, take a look at the tools that we already have, and in this case, mental tools in your thoughts, what can you cushion so that you can get out of that space? Because otherwise you're just going to continue spinning and digging deeper and deeper until you have to ask, oh, there's the next part. If you are stuck and you can't get yourself out through your knowledge, your wisdom, your tools, then it's time to ask.
Right. It also helps when you're asking if you can also ask someone in your experience that you trust and value for assistance, even if it's as simple as being present with you so that you can lift yourself out. It's almost like there's this level of accountability that happens when there's support that comes into your experience. But if individuals aren't aware of you needing assistance, how are they supposed to support you? So there's also the exercise of asking and allowing yourself to receive. You just have to use your discernment with whom you're going to ask and make sure it's that a safe, valued space that can support you the way you need to be supported, so you don't continue being stuck in the mud, because the wrong support will put a thumb on you and keep you there. Be very discerning.
Yep.
Yeah.
And sometimes they just need to plant their butt on the trunk.
Put some weight on it. Come on. Yes. So,
take that for what you will, guys. You know,
yeah.
The mind is a terrible thing to waste. But
thank you, polyamorous.
Squirrel. Squirrel.
But yes, is Mike even here tonight? I don't even know if he's on.
Yeah, he's. I saw him.
We did. Okay.
I think.
I hope this is helpful because we want to answer your questions.
No, I didn't.
You
I
didn't.
guess
And
I guess he's going to have to watch or listen to the replay.
okay. But then I want to ask whoever is on to see if they can come up with another topic if they want us to talk. Otherwise, we'll come up with a topic. Um, but I want to see if the folks can share what it is that they would like to hear about.
Well, we'll take this second really quick since
Mhm.
we're interrupting about topics. October
Yeah.
1st isn't going to have one.
Okay. Good to know. Thank you.
So that's just going, we're still going to be here, but it's not going to have a designated topic except for it being the official launch of Rise Awakenings.
Okay.
So we got some surprises that I haven't planned out yet coming.
Okay. We love an adventure.
I do know that my partner in crime, Carrie, is going to be here joining
Okay.
us for that show. So that's going to be
Oh,
a lot of
good.
fun. Yeah.
Okay. Gotcha.
But when you are stuck in the mud, when you are stuck in those mental spirals, let's get back to that. Mental spirals, because I'm a pro at them.
Yeah. But are you a pro at getting out of them? Yes, you are.
I'm getting better. I'm getting better because
Yes.
that's part of my neurospice. It's not
Yeah.
diagnosed, it's not labeled, but one of the things that happens to me is I will start to have a thought, and if it's a negative one,
Yeah.
I can get stuck there.
Yeah.
And if I allow myself to sit in it, I just spin.
Yeah.
So what do? Something different. It's like, okay, I'm in this place. What can I do? And I look around to see what needs to be done and attempt not to add to the, oh, well, I should be doing this, which branches out to, oh, I need to do that, and then I need to do this, and then I should do this, and then it just makes it worse and just wears down the tread on that tire in my mind.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Meanwhile, it's smoking, and you start to smell rubber. But the quickest way out of a spiral, especially if it's an anxiety spiral, do something. Pick something. Even if it's getting the Windex and cleaning your glasses, or cleaning the mirror, wiping down a table. Something that
Here's the other
pulls
piece.
you away.
Yes. And here's the other secondary piece to that I want to add.
Go ahead.
Because sometimes it's hard to do something. And this is another one where you have to rewire your brain and retrain your brain. And when you're telling yourself to do something, tell yourself to stop at the first thing that comes to your mind. Because when we're stuck in the mud like that, we have too many options in our head.
Yep.
And that is creating us to be more overwhelmed and more stuck. So stick to whatever pops up first and commit to just doing it now, and then just talk to yourself like a Nike commercial. Just do it.
And this I know specifically goes out to anybody who suffers ADHD. Anyone who suffers that. Don't try and figure out a lot of things. Oh my God. One of the employees that worked for me when I was at that place,
Yeah.
whose name I shan't mention,
Yeah.
but she would start a project, look somewhere else, leave this project unfinished. Sometimes it was running water, and go over and start on another one. Meanwhile, the water's still running. And then she'll start on that, and then she'll look around and she'll go to another place and do something else. Meanwhile, this was half done, the water's still running, and now she's doing this. This is why. Pick one
Mm-hmm.
and give yourself permission to complete it.
Yes. And if you can't because you're not there yet, at least get one or two of steps of that thing started so that you've made progress, because the whole point is you need to move yourself. Something is better than nothing at all. So if you don't have the capacity for completing it in that moment, don't shame yourself for that. You will, but you'll get there faster if you do one or two things in that.
Yeah. And I just made Polyjamorous laugh because she had a roommate like the one that I just described.
Yeah.
I knew you meant neurospice. She typed neuroscience, but I was like,
Well,
that,
it is
that was
all
an auto.
neuroscience.
That was a phone autocorrect. That's fine. You're good.
I mean, it does fall under neuroscience, so you're not wrong.
Right. So.
Yes. But we have to train our brains to help us in those moments because no one's coming to save us. We got to do that to ourselves, for ourselves. The pause button is your friend. As you said before, you got to give yourself a minute and think about it. So the pause button is good. Motivating yourself to do at least one thing and in whatever area it is that you land on, and just don't shame yourself for what's not happening. A lot of times we keep ourselves stuck by focusing on what isn't done and what's not happening and where we're not. So that's only keeping you stuck.
Yes.
No judgment, no shame, no expectations. Just do steps, period.
Oh, here's an interesting thing that just came in. I give myself permission to focus on what I can do.
Mhm.
Focus on what you can control.
Right. I ask myself, in what way can I love myself right now? What can I do for myself right now that will help me?
Yeah.
And
Are you taking notes? Are you guys taking notes? We got some good shit coming out today. This is a note taker.
Yes. Yes. It looks
But
like it's just polyamorous in us.
It's okay. Excuse me. It's that time of year.
It is
and I
that
can't
year.
and I can't mute anymore because of going onto the radio. So, she has a
Yes.
question. Please feel free.
Go for it. Please, polyamorous. Go ahead. Yeah.
We'll wait.
But this getting stuck in the mud is not easy to get out of, but there are
No.
tips and tricks that sound cheesy as hell, but they are actually effective, and it's part of neuroscience. It is brain rewiring, and it is about shifting your focus onto that which is productive for you.
You can also use an affirmation and
Mhm.
say, why is it that I'm capable of focusing on completing a single task? Because right then you're giving your brain and your subconscious permission to figure that out. And then it starts working in the background so that you can provide a little bit more focus to that one task that you want to complete.
I play a similar game with myself, and I say to myself, how much could you get done in 10 minutes? Let's find out. Right, polyamorous says,
How do I get those around me to embrace their own talents and abilities without seeming like a cold ass drill sergeant when they seem to be declaring their own ability when I know better?
inability, their own
Inability.
inability. Okay, so you don't. All you can do is plant seeds of love and encouragement and point out to them what you see in them and your perspective of them and what you see their potential to be. But you can't convince anyone to do anything. They have to see it within themselves and they have to do it themselves. Your job is to plant seeds and be an example.
Yeah.
That's it.
You and I had a conversation. We're not going to name names or what the situation was, but you and I, before we went on air, we had a conversation about something that had happened. And both of us were like, we knew it was going to happen, but we had to sit back and let it.
Yeah.
That's tough. Stop calling them out on their bullshit.
So the planting of the seeds and pointing out the opposite of their bullshit is calling out their bullshit, but in a more I can't tell you what to do, you have to decide this for yourself way. Because the reality is you can't take responsibility for other people's behaviors and actions and thoughts. They have to take responsibility themselves, but if they don't see themselves in any different way, you pointing out in them what you see might help them see that within themselves and get them there eventually to the place where they actually take action on themselves. So don't underestimate planting seeds.
You could
Um,
also ask them.
you can ask them like, so what draws you to think like that or do that? Like, what about that do you see in yourself? Just ask, like, call them out in a way that helps them self-reflect. Because, and I'm only saying it that way because you mentioned drill sergeant, so that indicates to me that you're very passionate about helping them,
Yeah.
but they may not be able to receive what you're saying because they're not there yet. So the way to be passionate about that on the back end is to plant those seeds and um, indirectly call them out by calling their traits and abilities out, if that makes sense. So you're affirming them and validating they're capable for them. And at some point, they're going to receive it because you're saying, well, you know, when you did X, Y, and Z, you did that was like this. You were awesome like that. That was so good of you. So why do you think you're not capable? That doesn't make sense. Why do you feel that way? Do you hear what that sounds like? It's different than you need to do this and you need to do that. So if that's the way it's sounding, I don't know, but that's what I think of when I hear drill sergeant. So correct me if I'm wrong. I'm sorry. But that's the impression that I'm getting, if that makes sense. You can't.
No,
You can only
you
show them the
can't.
door, honey. You could show them
You
the way
can't.
out. You can't stay with them and make them come with you. You could give them all the instructions, show them the way out, be an example of what it looks like. They have to see it, they have to be ready. You can't take responsibility for others around you if they haven't had the experiences and the understandings surface for them to receive yet.
Yeah.
So, but again, don't underestimate the planting seeds.
Yes, inspire their
Yes.
dreams. Go
Inspire
ahead.
their dreams. Yes.
Yes, absolutely.
Yes. 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 Breathe some life back into them. That's the way they get to that place.
Right, right.
Yeah. But they're stuck in the mud for a reason and they don't have that mindset shift. So they might shift their mindset if you're seeing something special in them that they're not seeing.
And sometimes being a catalyst for other people's change just sucks because it can mean that you get pushed to say something before you can even stop it from coming out of your mouth. Other times, it's like, "Ah," and your voice is taken away from you because you're about to divulge something that you know that they aren't ready to hear yet.
Mhm.
And then there are times where either end of the spectrum, you're personally like, fuck this, I'm just going to say what needs to be said because I'm feeling so passionate about this right now. It's still catalyzing. So be prepared in these instances for whatever comes back.
So, on that note, you're feeling drained because you're taking responsibility and having expectations for the outcome based on what you're sharing with them. That's where you're draining yourself. So, you can freely share whatever planting seeds that you need to do, but you're not responsibility for them receiving it. You're not responsibility for them moving forward with your advice. Your advice might not fit them right. They may need something else. So drop expectations and drop the responsibility.
Yes.
Does that make sense? I hope that makes sense because that's what's draining
Yes.
you.
Like earlier in chat. Yes.
Yes, it's like when you do an act of kindness for someone, you don't expect anything in return. It's got to be the same thing when you're inspiring individuals to follow their dreams and to see themselves as the beautiful people that you see them to be. So,
And you know, one thing that really sucks, especially in social media, I've talked about this before, but I don't mind talking about it again because it does continue to happen where because we live in this kind of world where that's how we speak to each other, unless we use voice messaging, which is one reason why I prefer to, especially if I have something that I don't want to be misperceived because of how it may come across. I want the inflection heard. So that's one thing that when we're trying to inspire people or soften them or point something out to them, depending on where they're at, what their perspective is, may or may not align with what you were trying to say.
I try not to hold my expectations over others, but all that discipline can break when I feel low energy or drained by people and what I consider to be their nonsense. Yeah. So don't internalize their nonsense for yourself. Somewhere you're taking that on as a responsibility for yourself, and allow yourself to be detached from whatever inspiration that you share. That's your only job, is to plant seeds of love and growth and inspire and step away.
Yep.
Don't take on responsibility for them. That's what that's stemming from. Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, there are hundreds of individuals in DC that we could, internalize and take on their nonsense if we all wanted to.
Yeah.
But how healthy is that?
Not your circus, not your monkeys. Remember that. Even if they're in your own family, they're their own circus.
Yes. Love them anyway.
And whatever, you can share whatever. But it's hard deeply others, we can literally place myself. Yes, of course, because you're deeply empathic and compassionate. Of course,
Yes.
You have the ability to understand them, which is why you have the ability to inspire them. That doesn't mean you're responsible for them.
Nope.
You did your job. Just keep reminding yourself of that. So it's hard because you're still taking responsibility, because you feel the pain that they experience. The pain that they experience is meant for you to hone in on where they need assistance, where you can support them best, and how you can bring them to a level of understanding and inspiration.
Right.
Not for you to take and keep.
And she said, I have to constantly remind myself that it's not my burden to bear and that they would not bear mine. I mean, that's not 100% always true, because sometimes people will bear your burdens, but you're right.
But nobody else's burdens are yours to bear.
Right.
Your burdens are yours to bear, and people can support you, same as you can only support others who have their struggles.
Yeah.
That's all you can do, is be an example and be the support and hold space for them in a loving way that shows them that they're safe with you. And that's really all you can do. Okay. There's no timeline on our own healing, so we can't put a timeline on others' healing.
Right.
We don't know what their timeline looks like, but we might have inspired them 5 years ago, and things are starting to connect now.
And in a group chat setting,
Yeah.
when someone decides to show a personality trait that is out of alignment with who they are,
Mm-hmm.
the temptation to immediately call them out there
Yes.
is very high. And you want to address it, and you want it to kind of be like a global addressing where, okay, this is an example of what we don't do here.
Mm-hmm.
But at the same time, that drains energy away, because you don't want to come across looking like a jackass or a drill sergeant, like you said.
Right.
So it's like, we need to talk PM now.
Yeah. But this is also one of the things that keeps us stuck in the mud, is
Right.
we keep spinning our wheels trying to fix everyone else. And that's not helping ourselves. That's not that's not focusing on our needs. So our needs are not being met, and we're going to maintain being stuck.
Right.
And you're if we drain ourselves by taking responsibility and having these expectations, then it's not going to help us. So this is a great example of how someone is stuck in the mud.
But do you want to be stuck with them?
No, you don't.
No.
No. No.
And the hardest part of it is knowing that things can be better. They can be better. They can. You've seen it happen. And out of care, and compassion. You want to call them out on it, and let them know. The hard part is not getting dragged in.
Right. Right. And discerning if you even need to call them out on it. Like, are they your problem? Are they impacting your life in any way? If it directly, like, I will share my perspective of my observation of their thought patterns and behaviors and how it's affecting my energy and the energy of the house and the whatever situation that you're in. So you can express what you observe in that, truth, loving, and kind way. But the real issue is you not getting yourself personally attached to and responsible for them. Because a lot of folks who are not ready to get themselves out of their own hamster wheel and out of their own mud puddle are going to hang on to you with the expectation that you do the work for them. And because they feel that you're taking the responsibility on, and it's some release from that for them. But what is that doing to you?
And by the way, since you're still referring to what took place earlier, you don't need to apologize.
I have no idea what that's referring to.
That's okay. That's okay.
That is totally okay.
But when we see somebody else making passive aggressive statements in a group setting, and we're kind of the only leader in the room that's paying attention, that's when we kind of take on things for somebody else so that it's taken care of then. It happens. I saw no fault. I can see both sides. I can see clearly every aspect. I don't allow that kind of behavior in my chats.
Right.
It is addressed.
Yes.
So
you don't have to overcompensate for someone else's unhealthy thought patterns and behaviors, though. That is not your job.
No.
You can be direct.
Car horns letting us know in the background.
Yes.
It's agreeing.
You can be direct and clear in your communication and kind, and respectful in your communication to set the boundaries that you need to set, but it's still not your job to overcompensate and set yourself on fire for that.
No.
For someone else's, there's people are at different levels of understanding. People are at different levels of healed. Part of, I guess that it comes with the territory is learning how to navigate through the different individuals' energies without getting yourself flushed down the toilet in the process.
I'm hearing that there's one more branch before we start wrapping up. I had it a second ago. It has to do with when we continue trying to do the same thing over and over and over again, and it just doesn't change. How do we get unstuck from that? Yeah, we've been kind of talking around all of that, but here comes the definition of insanity moment. If you continue to try to do the same thing, the same way, every time, expecting different outcomes. Yes, you are going to stay stuck.
Yeah.
And sometimes on a spiritual pathway issue or horizon, that's an indication you're not supposed to be doing it.
No, and that gets lumped into the reevaluation. You can't recalibrate if you don't reevaluate, because you got to first see which of your patterns are unhealthy and keeping you stuck. And you have to consciously and actively choose to recalibrate and shift your mindset and take actions in a different direction.
Yep.
Otherwise, what he said.
And then there's that spin of I always attract these type of men or always attract these type of women. I'm always finding myself in this kind of relationship. Okay.
That's because that's familiar to you, because that's what you lived at a very young age, and that was modeled for you and normalized. So what you need to do is learn what healthy is and what you want, how you want to move forward. So learning what healthy is, you're going to weed through a lot of junk. You're going to shuffle through a lot of individuals and circumstances and situations that don't fit with you. But in order to get yourself stuck out of that mud, you have to choose something different. You can't do that if you don't reevaluate and recalibrate.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And just heal.
Yeah.
Just give your going back full circle.
Yeah.
Let that nervous system reset.
Let it reset. No more old ideas.
No.
Get yourself out of rumination mode because it's not serving you any purpose. How is that helping you going forward? Is this in alignment with your growth and evolution? Does this move your goals forward? Is this taking you into the highest consideration? Are you betraying yourself on any level and abandoning your own needs? All of these questions have to be answered when you reevaluate, and whatever other questions there are that come up and arise.
Exactly.
Because you can't choose to do something different if you don't know what you don't like. You have to evaluate what's not working so you cannot repeat that. So the reevaluation is super important.
If you know what you know and you don't like what you know, okay,
Mm-hmm.
learn something new, because you don't know what you don't know until you know it.
Exactly. But the unstuckness is possible, but it starts in here, and you have to make yourself move forward differently.
Good to hear,
Yes.
Polyjammers.
Yes.
Moving toward a new set of goals. Good.
And I think we covered a lot.
We really did.
I think we left a lot of good nuggets for folks. Should we do the shameless plugging and what's coming thing?
Maybe. Oh, and by the way, I'm going to continue playing just the instrumental until Mr. Michael finishes, because he's doing the theme song. I had started to help him, and then I was like, nope. I'm gonna sing the promos.
Okay.
Hopefully Carrie's gonna join me, but I'm just gonna do the promos. He's gonna do the actual song.
That's wonderful.
And this is your push. So because I'm not gonna play it for anybody until October 1st. That's one thing you get to look forward to.
It'll be exciting.
And something for you guys to do. And I've hinted at this exercise a few times. Get a piece of paper and answer this question. Who am I? What defines you?
Mm-hmm.
And what do you love about yourself?
Mm-hmm.
You can even throw in.
You know, there's always homework. Listen, that comes with the territory.
Hey, you're getting this knowledge for free, girl. This is like what, our 81st master class. We allowed. But who are you? What do you love about yourself?
Yeah.
And what do you want to love about yourself?
Yeah. Yeah.
Because once you start aligning with who you are, once you start really discovering that, getting unstuck and ending the spin cycle is going to happen a lot faster when you get there. Because life is going to happen. We know.
Yes. And remember, you didn't come this far just to come this far.
Right. And look at how much you've survived like a badass.
Yeah.
I mean, seriously, guys, you have survived so
Yeah.
much like badasses. All
Yeah.
right, plug away.
Okay. This is my booking site. You can see what my offerings are. And as a transformational coach, I walk through the trauma with you and give you all the tools that you need to help yourself move forward so that, like Micah, you are empowered to move forward on your own. But then I also have the side of me that's the Reverend and all of those lovely offerings, and the side of me that is the energy healer and all of those lovely offerings. So check me out. I am going to be putting my Sunday Circle on YouTube at some point. I have to figure out legit. First of all, we haven't recorded it yet, so like we're still working out the details. But somehow, some way, I'd like to have it available, and it's
We're going
free
to talk
because
more about that off air.
yeah, just not right now because I can't think about all that right now.
What? What?
After conference. I'm off to the Alliance of Divine Love conference this weekend, leaving tomorrow.
So jealous.
So good. Can't wait. So exciting.
All right. If you guys want to reach me, you can head over to my website, untriggered.net. It's really easy to find. All of my services are there. Going to be adding some new ones fairly soon, but the current rates are all of there. I'm also going to be adding eventually the Rise Radio Network links for all of the shows of the both stations. So there's more to come on that website, even though it's just a square site, but you got that to look forward to. And over on Amazon, I still got the Kindle softcover and hard copy. I'm working on something because I do have a few extras paperbacks, and I'm working on something to give away autographed copies. So keep your eyes open for that, especially
That's so
if
cool.
you're over in my Evolve and Emerge site on Facebook. If you haven't joined yet, please use the QR code or click the link below. All of the links that we're talking about are in the description below if you can't scan them. So we have all of that available. But yeah,
Yes.
it's a 20-week guide to help get you untriggered.
Yeah.
It doesn't cure you. Nothing will cure you of triggers, by the way. Nothing. Because life happens. Shit happens in life. But do you want to own your own fire? This is a way to help you get there.
Yes.
And I know it is because I wrote it.
Yes. That's awesome. I love you too, Polyjammerous. Thank you so much. And thank you to whoever else is out there in the webby world.
We have a troll. Hold on just a moment. How do I get to you? I'm sorry, I have to do this on my iPad. Dan, goodbye. Oh,
yes, they will come.
They will come. Love you too, Emily, Star, Polyjammerous. Love each and every one of you guys. Thank you so much. Do we know what the topic is for next week? Off the top of our heads?
No, because we were hoping that somebody might pick, but since they didn't, I could pick something for next week.
Okay.
Okay. I'll figure out what that is on the airplane down to Florida.
All right. And everybody, enjoy the rest of your week. Don't forget, over on Rise Radio, on Zeno.fm, a lot of shows coming up. We got Hathery with Voices on the Rise coming up this Friday at 6 p.m. I can't remember who got picked, but check it out, 6 p.m., because one of our Rise Radio members is going to be featured. Hopefully Polyjammerous will know, and she'll tell me really quickly before I finish. This Saturday, we have Michael J. with his new show at 7 p.m. on Rise Radio. I really should have the schedule up in front of me to do this, but he's got a new show over on Rise Radio called Define Your Moment, or the Defining Moment. Oh shit! This Friday is Music Man. So the guy that you heard at the beginning of the show, he's being featured for an entire hour. this Friday.
Wow.
So that's kind of cool.
Okay.
Mr. Fabrice himself. Yes, can't wait. And then
Wow.
Sunday we got Amelia, my OGGM for Rise Radio, bringing us Unplugged with acoustics and dedications. And then
Yeah.
I'll be back, not next Monday, sorry, but I'll be back Tuesday. Have a great
Okay.
weekend. Love you guys.
Have a beautiful weekend, everyone. Love you. Thank
Love
you.
you. Love yourselves and keep going.
Love yourselves.
It's Brenda Wolf and Diane. So listen up if you can. Yeah, journey with them today as they help you find your way. Oh, mental wellness is the topic of the hour. Mental health and the power to tap into our alignments will lead to our refinements. Phoenix Talk, a show like you've never seen. Phoenix Talks, awareness that has never been. Phoenix Talks with Brenda Wolf and Diane. Phoenix Talks, so tune in.